Hey everybody, it's me, Miss Tammy, here at the library. I'm so glad you're here with us this morning. Do you know who this is? I bet you do. This is Curious George. We have a lot of Curious George books here at the library because Curious George does a lot of things. But Easter's coming up, so this is Happy Easter, Curious George. So let's find out what he does. So this is George. And George lives with a man in a yellow hat. And they're going to drive to the park to have a good time. Can you see what they're doing in the park? Looks like they're flying kites. And it says Happy Easter. I wonder what they're going to do when they get to the park. George was curious. The moment they got to the park, do you know what curious means? Curious means that you're trying to figure stuff out all the time. You want to know about everything. Or you might be nosy. Some people might call you nosy, but you're just curious because you want to know. What's everybody doing in the park? They're flying kites. Do you like to fly kites? They're outside playing with their friends. It looks like at the table they might be dyeing some Easter eggs. Everybody's coming to the park, so it looks like it's going to be a fun day. George liked it because there were so many colors. Can you see all the colors there? The lady has on a yellow dress. Some of the kids have on red dresses. The flowers are colorful. Everything. Oh, look, they've been walking a dog in the park. That's pretty cool. The children were flying kites high in the sky. That was one of my favorite things to do. I used to love to fly kites. And they're even having an egg rolling contest. I've never done that. Have you ever rolled an egg? Look, they have sticks and they're rolling eggs. It's like a race. That might be something fun to do when Easter comes and you go outside. And look, they're sitting around baskets. They're painting baskets and making them, they're decorating them. These are some crafty little kids. And then, what do you think George saw? He saw something in a little fence. And he wanted to know what it was. What do you think that is right here? Is that an elephant? Maybe a rhinoceros? I don't know, maybe a kitty cat. Is that a kitty cat? What do you think this is? It's a bunny rabbit. It's a white bunny rabbit. And Curious George knew that bunny rabbits love to eat carrots, so he fed it a carrot. And then he got distracted because Curious George is easily distracted. He saw something else going on over here. People were dyeing Easter eggs. Do you like to do that? Do you like to dye Easter eggs? I do. I like to dye Easter eggs. I like to make my own. And look at all the different kinds they have. They really came prepared to do Easter eggs, didn't they? So let's see. Some people were dyeing eggs yellow and blue and pink. What's your favorite color to dye Easter eggs? Curious George, well, you know he was curious. He had never dyed an egg before. Can you believe that? He never dyed an egg before? Can you see him? And what color is he dyeing an egg? Do you know? Look, he's dipping it out into the color. It's orange. Do you like the color orange? And then he got really smart. He started making different colors. With the yellow, with yellow and red, he made what color? Orange. So we know that yellow and red makes orange, right? And then he had blue and green. He had blue and yellow, and that made green, right? You know that blue and yellow makes green. And what about this? red and blue. Do you know what color red and blue makes? Purple. That is my favorite color. Purple. So Curious George was finding all kinds of interesting things to do at the park. And he dyed eggs only as a monkey could do because he's got 4 legs that he can use. Look, he's even using his feet. And if you go to the zoo and you see a monkey, they can use their feet. They can hang by their feet and their arms. And you can see these at the zoo here. The zoo's just opened back up, the Alexandria Zoo. We love the zoo. He painted the eggs with swirls and polka dots. And they looked like brightly colored balls. And George couldn't resist. What's he doing with them? He's juggling. But I don't think that's a really good idea to juggle eggs, do you? Oh no, shouted a woman. The Easter Bunny's gone. Something happened to the bunny. He's out of his little pen. But George didn't notice because just then he saw a man losing one of his eggs. Is that man really losing an egg? He's putting an egg in a tree. And then he's losing another egg. He's putting it down by the roots of the tree. And George thinks he's losing them. But what's he really doing? He's hiding the eggs, right? In an instant, George grabbed a basket. And he went to help the man get his eggs back. See, he's finding the eggs for the man. He's climbing the tree. He's going to get the one out of the limb. Get the one out of the root hole. George has collected all the eggs. George found eggs everywhere. He found eggs here and there. And he was gathering them up and putting them in his basket. And then one of the kids said, "Hey, that monkey's taking all our Easter eggs. Stop, thief." But was George really taking all the eggs, or did he think he was helping? He thought he was helping, right? He was helping the man find all his eggs. And then, right then, George saw one more egg. It was a white egg, and hiding in the bushes, and he thought, I can get that egg and dye it in a special color. Is that really an egg? What could this be? If it's not an egg, what is this? It wasn't an egg at all. What was it? It was the Easter Bunny, hiding in the bushes. He was having fun with all the kids. How surprised George was. He patted the bunny and he put it in his basket. He sat him right on top of the eggs. I mean, that's pretty cool to have an Easter basket with a real bunny in it, right? Hey, the monkey found the Easter Bunny. Everybody cried. They were so happy. And everybody congratulated the Curious George. He's holding up the Easter Bunny. They were happy with George because he found the bunny for him. Now that the Easter Bunny is safe and sound, George said, and he and the man with the yellow hat said, "Can you hide all the eggs you gathered so that the other children can find them?" The man with the yellow hat wanted Curious George to hide all the eggs so they could have a big Easter egg hunt in the park. So he did. For this job, Curious George was really, really lucky. He could do this easily. He could swing and climb and put eggs where none of the other kids could. And I like that he's sharing with all the other animals. He's giving one to the squirrel, sharing with the other kids. And it was the best egg hunt ever. After the egg hunt, George and the man with the yellow hat waved goodbye to all their new friends. And George and his friends drove away. All the kids were yelling, "Happy Easter, George! Come back and play with us. We had a great day." So this is the story of Curious George's Happy Easter. Did you like this story? Because if you do, we have lots of Curious George books. Curious George has pretty much done everything, and we have a book about it at the library. So I'm so glad you all joined us today, and come back again on Tuesday at 2 for the next story time. Thank you. Bye. Y'all have a happy Easter.